This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Tonight on The South Today, a prominent astrophotographer says Southland has some of the best dark sky viewing in the world. A new plan to relieve pressure on the South Dunedin wastewater system could soon be underway. And a group of Queenstown protesters have voiced their opposition to the use of 1080 poison. Kia ora, good evening, I'm Melissa Barton. A prominent Kiwi astrophotographer says Southland has some of the best dark sky viewing in the world and is backing the push for a dark sky sanctuary for the region. Dr. Stephen Voss joined Venture Southland in a dark skies meeting last night to promote the benefits of preserving the region's night sky.
These photographs on display in Invercargill showcase the best of Southland skies. The exhibition is made up of entries for Venture Southland's Dark Shot competition to show the quality of the skies in the region.
Southland skies, really compared to almost anywhere else in the world, are marvellous because we don't have a lot of light pollution. We're lowly populated, and it's easy to find a spot where it's reasonably dark with a reasonably short drive. In the middle of Auckland or the middle of New York, then you've got no hope and heck of actually seeing what we can see within just a short drive, even a short walk sometimes.
Voss, whose own photographs are featured in the display, joined Venture Southland for a Dark Skies meeting last night to promote the benefits of preserving dark skies.
There's a lot to be gained, not just for astrophotographers, in terms of preserving our dark skies. So anything we can do to keep the light down and not going up is great from our perspective.
Venture Southland are behind the push for Rakiura to become a dark sky sanctuary and for Southlanders to realise how fortunate they are in regards to their own night sky.
Basically, the intention of it is to showcase the exceptional quality of Southland night skies and raise awareness in the community of just what a special environment we actually live in that we're not always so appreciative of. And I think it's just really becoming aware for people that what light we put into the atmosphere does have an effect. There are parts of the world now where people have never seen stars and had that experience. So it's just about, and it's not really about no lighting, it's about how we light and how we direct it and being more aware of what we can do to make it better and have the best of both worlds in a way.
Successful entries for the Dark Shot competition will be displayed on Saturday in the former ASB building and will be accompanied by a star dome to celebrate the Matariki Festival. Sharon Rees, The South Today.
Invercargill police have released the name of the alleged shooter that left a 52-year-old man hospitalised last month. Police have issued an arrest warrant for Anthony Miles Tamati Watkins. Detective Senior Sergeant Stu Harvey says the warrant is for the shooting of a 52-year-old man on Calvin Street in Invercargill on Saturday, June the 30th. Watkins is 24 years of age and approximately 167 centimetres tall. Police say he can be unpredictable and are warning against approaching him. They say Watkins has connections to Invercargill, Dunedin and the Bay of Plenty. The victim is still in Southland Hospital recovering and it's unknown how long it will be before he is released. A new plan to relieve pressure on the South Dunedin wastewater system could soon be underway, and council staff say it could lead to a better system down the line.
The Dunedin City Council could soon be diverting wastewater into the Kaikorai stream during heavy rain. Mayor Dave Cull says flooding in general is a long-term problem to solve, but this provides a good fix for a pressing issue.
What was really a wicked problem was the wastewater surcharging and that foul waste going into people's homes, and particularly around the Surrey Street area. It seemed an intractable problem. We know we've got a long-term solution, and when we get the Green Island plant up and the pipe to it, that will be really great.
Wastewater from the Kaikorai Valley catchment area currently goes through the Tahuna treatment plant. If a pipe is about to blow in South Dunedin, a signal will go to the outlet near the Kaikorai stream and it will be diverted there. The output would be a diluted mix of rain and sewage.
We're talking about we're talking about the proportion of sewage being about 1 in 12. So 11 parts rainwater, 1 part part sewage.
However, the council are aware there could be an environmental cost.
We're talking about a trade-off between public health and the environment. We're going to do everything we can to mitigate any damage and ensure that the wastewater we've provided, the wastewater we do discharge to the stream is all screened and as much as possible treated to minimise that damage.
There is a $44 million plan to build a permanent cleaner system, which will be put in place over the next 8 years. In Dunedin, The South Today.
A 17-year-old St Kevin's College pupil is facing an assault charge after allegedly cutting a fellow pupil with a knife on school grounds. Police were called to the school yesterday morning after the pupil was involved in an altercation with another student. It's alleged the accused took a pocket knife to school because he feared he would be attacked by the other pupil involved. When the victim approached the pupil, the latter presented the pocket knife in an attempt to scare him. The victim didn't back down, and the pupil allegedly grabbed him by the lapel of his jacket with his free hand before he pushed him away, which resulted in a small cut to the victim's hand. A group of Queenstown protesters have voiced their opposition to the use of 1080 poison. The leader of the group is walking to Parliament. Along the way, he's been sharing his message against aerial drops of the pesticide.
And what can only be described as chemical warfare on all creation. Don't let them get away with it.
Anti-1080 campaigner Alan Gurdon of Greymouth leads a group of about 20 protesters through the streets of Queenstown.
Our government is a terrorist.
He's walking from Bluff to Wellington in protest against 1080 pesticide. He claims people's health is at risk from aerial drops of the poison in New Zealand forests.
I want my children and our children in the community to be able to have children. We want them to have a future. We want them to have native birds and animals that they can enjoy too. We want them to be able to swim in a river. We want them to catch fish out the river without being poisoned from eating them.
But Sue Maturin of Forest and Bird disagrees, saying the risk of human poisoning is extremely low.
The thing is that it's applied in such low concentrations that even if it does get into a stream and you take a drink from it, you'd have to drink 60,000 litres in one sitting, and nobody's going to be doing that. And it's the same with trout. If trout were unlucky enough to eat many mice that were unlucky enough to eat some 1080, you'd have to eat an awful lot of trout. And even then, the risk is extremely low.
She is also keen to point out the many benefits of aerial 1080 drops.
There's just success story after success story with 1080. And up in the Landsborough, where you've got Mohua, which is extremely threatened, they were down to 13 or 14 birds. And then after 20 years of aerial 1080 operations, that population's got to 400. And that is repeated for bats, it's repeated for kaka. Kaka in Waitutu are thriving now because of aerial 1080.
When Alan Gurdon reaches Wellington, he intends to present his objections to Parliament. In Queenstown, The South Today.
Still to come on The South Today. It's official, Dunedin has New Zealand's fastest internet speed by a country mile, and we met a young man who proves playing video games can be a good career move.
It's Alice Campbell Menswear's knitwear clearance. Buy one, save 25%. Buy two or more, save 33%. That's a third. Lots of New Zealand made and imported quality garments. Wool mix, pure wool, 100% merino, merino cashmere, merino possum, heavy work fisher knits, V-neck, crew neck, quarter zip, button collar, full zip, plain stripes, argyles, ferrules, self patterns, you name it, even some ladies' colours. Knitwear clearance. Buy one, save 25%. Buy two or more, save 33% on all of them. Alex Campbell Menswear's 3 stores.
Stay warm this winter with Alistair McCann's Wood and Coal door-to-door delivery. You don't have to lift a finger. Call Alistair to order today on 454 3592.
Too late to sow seeds? Don't despair, the solution is at hand. Call Ready Lawn today for your year-round lawn needs. Call now on 03 486 1819.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
Locally owned and operated Roslyn Mowers and Heating are warming up for winter with a range of Massport wood fires for obligation-free installation quotes, sales, building consent assistance and after-sales service and parts. That's Roslyn Mowers and Heating.
Oakley's Bathroom Solutions is locally owned and operated and is a name that has become synonymous with bathroom excellence. Exclusive to Oakley South Island, Danish design Vola, the modern day tap, remains a desirable choice. For over 140 years, the team at Oakley's has provided the highest quality bathroom products and plumbing supplies. For intelligent advice and smart service, come talk to the team or visit oakleysplumbing.co.nz.
With over 230 events, the International Science Festival is taking over Dunedin from the 6th to the 15th of July. For more info, go to scifest.org.nz.
Garrador Dunedin, delivering quality stylish garage doors in Dunedin for over 15 years. New doors, replacement doors, repairs and maintenance are all part of Garrador's quality service. Garrador Dunedin offers a full range of modern quality doors to suit any home. Come visit the team at 553 Kaikorai Valley Road, visit www.garrador.co.nz or call us on 488 5676.
Being a big softie takes training. I've gone to great lengths to become even softer while still being strong and reliable. The new me is bigger and softer than ever. Cotton Softs. Softness and strength you can trust.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Welcome back. Dunedin City has the highest broadband speed in the country thanks to winning the Gigatown competition. A new Commerce Commission paper reveals some interesting figures. Chorus data shows Dunedin has an average connection speed of 265 megabits per second, significantly higher than other areas. The next highest average connection speed was in North Shore City at 81 megabits per second. The areas with the lowest average speed are Waimate, Central Hawke's Bay and Otorohanga, where their internet is connected at 19 megabits per second. She might have just turned 102, but Wanaka resident Barbara Cruikshank is still a bundle of energy that lights up with excitement each and every day. With a grin stretching from ear to ear, she celebrated her birthday today. Surrounded by friends and family, she was treated to a performance from Wanaka ukuleles and a healthy slice of cake. She says she has no idea how she managed such longevity, but says seeing her 6 great-grandchildren grow up is what keeps her going now. Barbara was born in Liverpool but moved to Central Otago with her family when she was about 5. It's not often spending time in front of a PlayStation is seen as a path to success. But for one young budding motorsport driver, that's exactly what happened. Peter Vonovic fueled his passion for racing in front of a screen, and now he's on the cusp of hitting the big time at the Elite Motorsport Academy in Dunedin.
Back in familiar territory for up-and-coming Kiwi driver Peter Vodanovic. The 16-year-old Aucklander is one of just 8 drivers selected for this year's Elite Motorsport Academy in Dunedin. But unlike his fellow drivers, Vodanovic got his first taste of motorsport online.
Yeah, so it actually all started in simulator racing. And believe it or not, I was sitting in my garage early in the mornings and late at nights and improving my skills until my parents told me off. And then that's really where it all started. Esports is playing a bigger part in motorsport, with Formula One recently jumping on board with an official series. And while esports are expected to generate billions of dollars of revenue in the next few years, Vodanovic says he's come into camp as the underdog. Everyone I'm racing against have all started when they were quite young, at 4 or 5 years old, all started with their parents in go-karting. So I'm definitely the odd one out. But his fellow Academy drivers believe he's just the tip of the iceberg.
Pete's a good example. It can be done, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more other people that have and can do it. You know, with the Gran Turismo and the Academy they do as well, which is pretty impressive, you know, that they put full faith in people that are in a simulator to put them in a race car, and 9 times out of 10 they do a pretty good job. But the simulator is only one part of an intensive week for students who are put through their paces as they try to make it as pro drivers. Public speaking training, media training, and now we've ramped it up into our nutrition training side of it and our simulator training that's going to be for me later on in the day. It all adds up to giving the drivers the tools they need to continue New Zealand's proud motorsport legacy. In Dunedin, the South Today.
After the break on the South Today, a cultural delegation from China visits St Joseph's School in Queenstown, and we check out the weather heading into the weekend.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Oakley's Bathroom Solutions is locally owned and operated and is a name that has become synonymous with bathroom excellence. Exclusive to Oakley South Island, Danish design Vola, the modern day tap, remains a desirable choice. For over 140 years, the team at Oakley's has provided the highest quality bathroom products and plumbing supplies. For intelligent advice and smart service, come talk to the team or visit oakleysPlumbing.co.nz.
Locally owned and operated Roslyn Mowers and Heating are warming up for winter with a range of Massport wood fires for obligation-free installation quotes, sales, building consent assistance, and after-sales service and parts. That's Roslyn Mowers and Heating.
At the Hard to Find Bookshop, we sell quality books on all subjects from the rare to the recent, and where viable, we will come to you. We have a great reputation for integrity and honesty, so if you're downsizing or sorting an estate and have books to sell, contact us.
It's Alice Campbell Menswear's knitwear clearance. Buy one, save 25%. Buy 2 or more, save 33%. That's a third. Lots of New Zealand made and imported quality garments. Wool mix, pure wool, 100% merino, merino cashmere, merino possum, heavy work fisher knits, V-neck, crew neck, quarter zip, button collar, full zip, plain stripes, argyles, ferrules, self patterns, you name it, even some ladies' colours. Knitwear clearance. Buy one, save 25%. Buy 2 or more, save 33% on all of them. Alex Campbell Menswear's 3 stores.
Step into Shop on Carrot and discover a shop full of treasures. We have a fantastic range of vintage and retro clothes, upmarket clothing labels, collectible items, beautiful jewellery, quality linen, and the best range of vintage haberdashery.
Have you got time and skills to share? Find out what time banking is July 7th at 1:30 at the St Peter's Church Hall in Caversham. Stay warm this winter with Alistair McCann's Wood and Coal door-to-door delivery. You don't have to lift a finger. Call Alistair to order today on 454-3592.
With over 230 events, the International Science Festival is taking over Dunedin from the 6th to the 15th of July. For more info, go to scifest.org.nz. Too late to sow seeds? Don't despair, the solution is at hand. Call Ready Lawn today for your year-round lawn needs. Call now on 03 486 1819.
Helping New Zealanders to do more. Talk to MTF today.
Motor Trade Finance proudly brings you Rural Delivery. A look at the places and faces behind New Zealand agriculture. Tuesday evenings 8:30, repeating Saturday morning at 8 and Sunday afternoons 4:30.
Thanks for staying with us. Chinese culture has been on show at Queenstown St Joseph's School yesterday, thanks to a group of visiting students. Some of the students performed special cultural dances, while St Joseph's pupils responded with traditional waiata and songs performed by the school choir. There were also speeches from Mayoress Karen Bolt and members of the Chinese delegation. The event was organised by the New Zealand Hubai Culture Trade Economy Association. The performances were followed by a shared morning tea and school tour. A schoolgirl, recognised as a talented leader by her teachers and peers, has been handed an award by a celebrated athlete and conservation boss. Department of Conservation Southern South Island Director Aaron Fleming has awarded the Sir Peter Blakes Trust Young Leader Award to a 12-year-old pupil.
A special assembly for a very special occasion. 12-year-old Zara Mackley was one of several Remarkables primary school students who received awards recently. She was given the Sir Peter Blake Trust's Young Leader Award from athlete Aaron Fleming.
Getting out to a school like Remarkables Primary School and getting to talk about leadership but also recognise some fantastic leadership with some of our young people is such a brilliant opportunity, and it really does come down to every young person being a leader and setting that goal for themselves to achieve great things.
Zara Mackley was nominated for the coveted award for overcoming her shy nature to become a leader who gained the respect of others at the school. The Young Leader Award is given to pupils who have their own style of leadership, work well with others, and always go the extra mile to help their peers, while maintaining a good attitude. Fleming says Zara possesses all the qualities required of a young leader.
The Sir Peter Blake Award is very special, and special to me with a close affiliation to the Trust, but very special as a young New Zealander to be able to have that recognition and has that really strong focus on doing great things for our environment. And as young leaders, there's so much opportunity to be able to contribute and do more, and the Sir Peter Blake Award definitely recognises those great things.
It's awarded to one Year 5 to Year 8 pupil at every primary and intermediate school in the country each year. Remarkables pupil John Watson was recognised as runner-up for the award. Aaron Fleming also gave a speech to senior pupils at the school about his journey to becoming an athlete, after his right lung collapsed 4 times at the age of 16. And he says these awards are an excellent way to recognise leadership qualities in young people. In Queenstown, the South Today.
A Dunedin chef duo from Te Roa College have been crowned the winners of a Master Chef style competition in Dunedin. Organisers say the level of cooking on offer was top-notch.
Tracy Leishman and John Barkos have come away with the first place trophy from the 2018 Residential College Chef of the Year competition. 9 teams of chefs from across Otago University's halls of residence battled it out in a 70-minute session, producing 2 courses for judges to taste.
Well, Te Roa's won it for, this is our 3rd year that we've won it. And yeah, it was definitely a surprise. Yeah, this is the 2nd year that I've won it, the 2nd back-to-back.
The teams needed to produce meals using venison backstrap, salmon fillet or oysters, and a compulsory mystery ingredient, licorice. Barkos only joined Te Roa College 3 weeks ago and says he was surprised by the win.
We weren't expecting it at all. Yeah, we got lucky. Everything just goes well.
on what we did.
The team took the title with their main of venison, fondant, potato and capsicum licorice jam, cream cheese, cucumber rolls and parmesan and kale wafers. Competition organiser Gary McNeil says the level of cooking ability was high this year.
The scoring was very tight. The judges were very impressed with the overall variance between the scoring. There was nothing in it, and they spent a lot of time judging and trying to decide the second and third placings.
He says he plans to expand the event in future years, encouraging all 15 halls to take part, and hopes it could one day be televised. In Dunedin, The South Today.
And now recapping tonight's top stories on The South Today. A prominent astrophotographer says Southland has some of the best dark sky viewing in the world, furthering the push for a southern dark sky sanctuary. A new plan to relieve pressure on the South Dunedin wastewater system could soon be underway, and council staff say it could lead to a better system down the line. And a group of Queenstown protesters have voiced their opposition to the use of 1080 poison. The leader of the group is walking to Parliament. And now look at what's happening in tomorrow's ODT. Welcome, Phil Somerville.
That's right, Melissa. The feature pages, the Inside Out pages, is about Gillian Vines looking at growing grapes. It's eating grapes as well as drinking grapes.
Yeah, I instantly thought of winemaking.
That's right. In places like Milton and not just in the hot climes of Central Otago. So it's worth a read. Kim.com in Queenstown, more on the extradition plans. He's off now to the Supreme Court for the last step in this long-running process. In Dunedin, closure of Hef's Hotel has been coming for quite a while. Some of the locals there, it leaves pretty much stranded. So we've got a story which talks to some of the people affected there. It's had a history of difficulties, and it looks like it's reached the end of the line, certainly under the current duty managers. Steve Hepburn in sport. We know that Wyatt Crockett for the Crusaders is his 200th Super game, and Steve looks at other records over the years of Super Rugby. One of them, most points, most conversions, was actually against the Highlanders. Most points in a match. So all sorts of interesting bits and pieces there. Editorial tomorrow is about the tree house in Mosgiel, that situation there. And Paul Gorman, our What's With That column on page 2, he suggested that readers send in their pictures of tree houses. He's also suggested, just to be on the safe side, just identify the general area, not the exact street that your tree house is in.
Wonderful. So get your pictures of your tree houses in. Thank you for that. And now it's time for a look at tomorrow's weather.
Tonight's weather proudly brought to you by MoleMap.
Looking at the situation, a mild couple of days are in store for us as northwesterly airflow brings heavy rain to the western ranges and lighter falls further east. A colder southwesterly airflow will arrive on Sunday. Looking at the southern towns, Balclutha, Catlins, Gore and Lumsden can all expect gusty northwesterlies, rain with a high of 11. Moving westwards to Central Lakes, everyone is in for fresh to gusty northwesterlies with late rain. Wanaka has a high of 10, Queenstown and Te Anau 11 and Alexandra a high of 12. Up to the northern towns, Timaru and Oamaru can look forward to moderate northerlies with late rain and a high of 13. Further inland, Twizel and Amarama are in for fresh northwesterlies with late rain and a high of 12. In Dunedin, it will be cloudy tonight, coupled with northerly winds and an overnight low of 8. Tomorrow is cloudy with rain developing by the middle of the day, moderate northerlies, turning breezy, a high of 11 and a low of 8. Morning rain will start clearing on Saturday, bringing increasing sunning periods with moderate northwesterly winds, a high of 12 and a low of 8. And in Invercargill sees an overnight low of 8. Tomorrow will be cloudy with rain and fresh northwesterly winds, a high of 11 and a low of 9. And it stays showery on Saturday with gusty winds, a high of 11 and a low of 8. That's our news for this Thursday. For the latest news from the southern region, you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube and at channel39.co.nz. I hope you have a great evening, take care and stay warm. Ka kite anō.
This bulletin proudly brought to you in association with Alex Campbell's Menswear.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.